Hello everyone and welcome to this special edition of the Autograph Cave. And today we're going to be answering your questions, and then at the end of the video I'm going to announce the winner of our Questions of the Day contest. To be entered in this Questions of the Day contest, you had to answer all 7 questions that were posted on the page throughout the week, and we will continue to do this as I will post the next question on Monday at noon, and then Tuesday at noon, and so forth. I'm going to try and post every time at noon, that way you kind of know that it's coming and you can kind of look for it. Anyway, let's get right into the video here, answering your questions. First question we have is from Will. He says, looking for guidance on TTM. Well, Will, there's a lot of different things TTM wise that I could provide guidance on, so I think the best course of action in this case is to make a TTM video. I'll release that either this coming Wednesday or Monday. I'll try and get that out, but definitely I'll answer any TTM questions that you might have by covering just everything in that video, because I know a lot of people are actually going to ask for that and everything, so I think it's best to do a video in that scenario and kind of go from there. So look out for that. Moving on to the next question, Josh asked us, is there someone that you regret not getting their autograph when you had the chance to? That would be Adam Cole, NXT superstar. I met him in 2012, 2011, something like that. And I didn't know who he was, but my cousin was telling me that he was a really good wrestler and that I should, meet him and get his autograph and stuff. So we were at a wrestling event, and Adam Cole happened to be there, so my cousin wanted to meet him, so I let my cousin meet him, took the picture with him and my cousin and stuff, and then we sat there and we talked to him for like 10 minutes, but I never got his autograph. And then I watched him wrestle later on that night, and I realized how good he was, and that he was going to be a big star someday, and now he's in NXT, and, missed out on that opportunity. But that's alright, because I ended up buying his autograph at a later time, which you'll see this Monday in our Wrestling Binder video, so make sure you check that out on Monday. Let's see here, what else? What is the cheapest way to ship baseballs, says Jake. Cheapest way, I don't know if it's necessarily the cheapest. I'll have to look into that further. Maybe I'll include that in the TTM video. But the way that I would send baseballs, I would put it in one of those bubble mailers, the smallest bubble mailer you can find, and that way it protects it from weather and stuff like that. And then just put like a pen or whatever you want it signed with in a little plastic Ziploc bag, and throw it all in there, and with your letter and stuff, and just let it go like that. I'm sure that's not necessarily the cheapest, but that's the way I would do it, just from a safety perspective, because if it's in the bubble mailer, it's not going to get ruined, most likely. Granted, the post office has their moments, and then if you include the pen and you put it in a plastic bag, so it's not going to like explode or anything and ruin the ball after it gets signed or something like that. So that's the way that I would do that. I'll have to, like I said, I'll look into that and kind of include that in one of our later videos. Chris asked, what is the weirdest item or photo that you got signed? Well, there's a photo of me and the wrestler known as Mr. Kennedy in WWE. He was Mr. Anderson in Impact. When I met him, though, he was at Impact Wrestling, and I got in the ring with him and got a picture taken with the title belt with him and all that stuff. So it was pretty cool. So I printed that picture out and had him sign it, but I had him sign it Mr. Kennedy, even though he was Mr. Anderson at the time of the photo. I mean, it's not a big, huge difference, but it's certainly a unique item for any wrestling fan. But that's in one of my upcoming videos, so I kind of tell more of the story behind that, which you'll see. I'll let you know how that went and everything. It was a interesting request, to say the least. I think I'm the first one to ask him that. Let's see what our next question is here. We have Thomas. He says, who is the hardest to get baseball autograph you had success with? I would say Tampa Bay Rays pitcher Matt Moore. I got him on a baseball way back. I heard that he doesn't sign much. I don't know how true that is, but I've just heard that throughout the years that he doesn't sign much. But I was at a Orioles-Rays game, and I was just standing by myself away from the crowd of people that was asking for autographs. And I was just standing by myself with a baseball and a pen. And he came over. He was like, you want my autograph? I was like, sure. I didn't know who he was at the time because I'm not like a huge baseball fan or anything like that. And he just signed it quick. I was the only one he signed for, and then he walked into the dugout. It was kind of cool. So I don't know how difficult he is to get, but from what I've heard, it's not the easiest to get him. So I would have to go with that. Next question. If you really wanted their autograph, how often do you send to them? How many addresses would you try? Assume each time is a dart throw. If I wasn't sure and I had a couple addresses, I'd probably try 2 addresses. And then I'd probably wait like a year, honestly, and I say that because I've had TTMs that I thought were like long gone, and they come back. Like I've had some like 2.5 years that have come back. So, I mean, I don't know. I'm not really aggressive when it comes to sending TTM. So like, if I'm gonna send it, I'll just wait it out and see what happens. And if I really want the autograph, I'll send it again. But most likely, probably if it's cheap enough, I'll probably just purchase it if I really, really want it. But I mean, if I was pretty confident that it would eventually come back TTM, I would, send maybe one every 6 months or something like that, one every year. Try and get it that way. Let's see. Nicest autograph is our next question. I would say my Julio Jones, signed 16 by 20. I got that at a autograph show. He wasn't there, but I saw it like hanging on a display. And I said to the guy, if that's still here Sunday, I'm going to come back for that. And he was like, all right. So Sunday rolled around. This was Friday when I had talked to him. Sunday rolled around. He's packing up, and I go up to him. I was like, you don't really want to take that home, do you? And he's like, well, no, not really. And it had like $120 price tag on it. And I was like, how about 70? And he was like, all right, that's cool. And it's a really nice photo. It's in one of my videos. So you'll be seeing that. But that's my favorite, or nicest, I guess I should put it that way. That's my nicest autograph, in my opinion. Then we have a next one. Biggest surprise TTM. Probably Calvin Johnson. Usually when I send to like a big name athlete or something, like it doesn't come back. Like I've sent to Drew Brees like a bunch of times, and it's never come back. So Calvin Johnson was a pretty big surprise. Pretty nice surprise. I'm glad I got him when I did, for sure. Let's see. Most expensive autograph. Well, I mean, it wasn't necessarily expensive when I obtained the item. But I got a custom guitar from the wrestler Jeff Jarrett. Had these custom guitars made. They only made like, I don't know, 500 of them maybe, and they were selling them at events, around the country and stuff. And they only sold them for like a limited time because I was literally at like almost every show that they sold them. So I know they didn't make a ton of them. And so I got that. It wasn't really that expensive per se. But then with it being a big, custom guitar, I got it signed by the entire Impact roster, which includes people like AJ Styles, the Young Bucks, Scott Steiner, Vince Russo. The only people that actually aren't on it, which I will complete someday, are Hogan, Sting, and Flair. But everybody else from like the 2011, 2012 Impact roster is on that guitar. So I would say it's probably worth a decent bit nowadays. I don't know how much, but it's a pretty cool item, which you'll also see in an upcoming video. So I won't spoil it too much. Let's see. Best autograph stories. Man, there's a ton of them. Instead of telling a story right now, I'll just say that we're going to be debuting a new segment on Wednesday. It's called Stories from the Road, and it's going to be all about autograph stories and stuff, so certainly check that out. The very first one that we're going to do is called the Madison Square Garden Incident, and let me tell you, it's quite the story, so that'll be cool. So look out for that. Toughest autograph that I have chased and finally got. Well, I'm still chasing Matt Ryan to this day. I've been chasing his autograph since 2008. He's very difficult to get. I've met him. Well, I haven't met him, but I've been in the same place as him like 4 different occasions and even had him one-on-one like 2 different times and still wasn't able to get him. So that's kind of my chase. I will get him eventually someday. And then favorite autograph experience, specifically how it went, getting the autograph, and how it looks. Adrian Peterson was pretty cool. He really took his time, signed my photo in a purple Sharpie, which I thought was pretty awesome looking. It's in one of my videos. You can certainly check that out in one of our upcoming videos. Looks awesome. He was super nice, took his time, took his picture with me. When I shook his hand, he almost broke my hand. He has that much of a grip that he did, like, it was crazy. I didn't expect that much of a grip. And he almost like broke my hand. It's crazy. Collinsworth has actually said that on like Monday Night Football. I've heard him say like Peterson has this crazy grip, and now I believe him because I met Adrian Peterson and it was crazy. But I mean, it was pretty cool. Took his time with me, took a photo, asked me how I was doing and stuff. Pretty standard experience, nothing like extravagant, but it was one of my favorite experiences for sure, off the top of my head. So that wraps up our question portion of the video. And last but not least, I'm going to announce our winner of our question of the day contest, and we will be starting it again, like I said, Monday. And our winner, after I randomized it, I'm going to go with the 7th name on the list every time. And so for our winner, every week I'll pick the 7th name on the list once I randomize the list of people. So I did that already, and our winner ends up being Jake Bruno. So congratulations, Jake, and I will be in contact with you here shortly, and we'll get an autograph out to you, all right? And thank you all for participating, and I hope we have even more participation in the coming weeks, and the prizes are only going to get better. And when we get to 1,000 people, I'm going to give away something crazy. So stay tuned for that and invite your friends and all that stuff. So, and with that, take care, everybody. And we will see you on Monday with a autograph video, wrestling autograph binder video. And then Wednesday, we'll do the Madison Square Garden incident story. And then the following Monday, I'll release that TTM video for Will. And then we'll go from there. So thank you all for your time and have a good night.